what the rest of the class is doing, he must have ADHD. Isn't that what ADHD means? The teacher had a classroom full of kids and didn't have the time to deal with a child who couldn't pay attention. "No way," I said emphatically. "Don't do it. There is nothing wrong with him. Far from it. His brain is gifted." When the mother and son left the office, Dr. Royer was convinced they would take the conventional path, go to a clinician, get diagnosed for the behavioral symptoms of ADHD, and receive a prescription of methylphenidate. He walked to his office sadly, stopping in his tracks at what he saw next. On the floor was what I can only describe as a Lego city, he recalled in Burning Out Rembrandt. Not a Lego village or town, but a complex city. There were towers of different shapes and sizes. The designs were eclectic. Some of them looked futuristic and some ancient. Some towers floated above the rest of the structure, connected by cantilevers and flying buttresses. There were streets and multi-leveled buildings joined by walkways. It was color-coordinated. It had style. It took my breath away, not only for its imagination, but also for the engineering and artistic skill it took to pull it off. What the hell, I thought. Jimmy had sat there quietly for maybe 20 minutes and built that? What was he drawing while the teacher droned on? Someone should be keeping those papers. From that point on, I thought of him as my Lego boy. Instead, as Dr. Royer recalled, the boy was diagnosed and prescribed methylphenidate. He never picked up a block again, nor did he draw any more. The mother gushed with happiness that he now listened to the teacher and did what he was told, but in reality he was sliding into a shell from which he would never truly emerge. When his behavioral problems returned and became truly disruptive and violent, he was admitted to a special needs facility. When your measured IQ shrinks by 60 points in 10 years, your engagement with the world and your creative mind is greatly reduced. The story ran through my head over and over again. What went wrong? It sure wasn't the Lego blocks. If that was what happened to gifted, creative, lively minds after an ADHD diagnosis and prescription, when what they most needed was to be creatively and intellectually challenged, well, I wanted to get as far beyond it as possible. In that spirit, Dr. Royer and I eagerly looked forward to our visit, even though at 39 I was well beyond the need for pediatric psychology or a children's hospital. Anticipation and excitement. Because of the way anticipation and excitement tend to foreshorten long drives, our 3.5-hour drive felt like 20 minutes. We delighted in a typical spring day. It was warm enough for me to wear cargo shorts and a golf shirt, a good thing, since I was really nervous, which often makes me sweat. We rolled the car windows down slightly, Amy keeping her eyes on the road while I read and fidgeted, increasingly excited about seeing Dr. Royer in one of his many NeuroCore centers throughout Michigan. Once we crossed the border into the United States, I sensed that feeling of being in a very different place, a totally different landscape. It is amazing how a quick drive across the Detroit River can change things. The roads and store chains look different, and the sheer sizes of the cities dwarf those in Ontario. The huge highway billboards, massive volume of traffic driving at feverish speeds, and sun beating down on us were all stressors. We weren't in Kansas anymore, or Guelph, where we lived. Road tension and anticipation spiked my heart rate a little more. So did the questions chattering away inside my brain. What degree of ADHD would Dr. Royer find in my body-brain? Was I heading in the same direction as young Jimmy? Would this long-awaited get-together with my new social networking friend bring a desired closure of some sort, or open up a new can of mental health worms?